Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Bruin Banter. This week we have a very special guest, sophomore Katelyn Ohashi.
Hi everyone.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
This week, the Bruins traveled to ASU, where we came out with a win and a 197.2. Let's go with a recap from the meet this weekend. The Bruins had a fine rotation on bars. We had a little bit of a hiccup, but we were able to keep the energy up and able to count the 5 scores that we had without the fall. One of the highlights on bars was definitely our 9.925 from Miss Peng-Peng Lee.
Thanks, Hallie, thanks.
That routine was so dynamic and good. How'd you feel out there?
After Kyla's fall, it didn't faze me whatsoever. The energy was so high and I could feel the team just supporting me from behind, so it made going on bars a lot easier and it was just awesome.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Thanks.
So moving on to vault, the Bruins definitely kept the energy up. And it was our senior, Angi Cipra's debut of the season after being out for a couple weeks with an injury. And we also had sticks from Kyla Ross and Pua Hall.
Moving on to floor, the Bruins kept the energy high. Katelyn made her floor debut with your cool routine. Tell us about your routine.
So this year, as some of you know, I'm a jewelry thief and
Not in real life.
Not in real life though.
well, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't done it in a while, and so it was like really cool. I didn't think I would be on the floor lineup this meet, and it was a surprise to me and Kyla. But it was something that like we had been like shaking on, like, oh, we're gonna get in floor lineup together. And so I'm really happy that we got to do it together, and it was like, super exciting.
So a couple highlights on floor. Hallie came in with a beautiful routine, hitting a 9.9, followed by Madison Koshin, who has just been a rock this season, and hitting a 9.95 at ASU. So moving on to the balance beam, our girl Hallie Mossett competed beam for the first time in 2 years. How did that feel?
Felt great. I actually did not know that I hadn't competed beam in 2 years until I saw it on Twitter afterwards. So I wasn't even thinking about it, and it felt great to just get a good score for my team.
Madison Koshin had a beautiful routine, hitting a 9.95, setting it up amazingly for Kyla Ross to get that 9.975. That routine was flawless. And then I went. Unfortunately, I had an additional leg squat in there after my punch front, but Katelyn kept it up by keeping it light and dancing, and I think, what song was on?
Party in the USA.
During that delay, the Bruins, led by Miss Katelyn Ohashi, waiting for her beam routine, were definitely out there partying it up in the USA. How was that for you?
It was good. I like having a loose mindset before I go and like keeping it loose and having fun, because I don't like getting into my mind too much before beam. And I think when it was time to focus, I did that. And you know, sometimes things happen. Actually, someone mentioned that like whenever you like our little first meet when we both almost fell,
Right.
and then you fell, or like kind of, and then I fell.
We need to
Or, like,
stop
I know. It's like,
So you have a world-class acro series, and it is a back handspring, back handspring full. Do you have a strategy of when you throw it in or when you compete it?
it's Miss Val's call whether I do it or not, and depending on how a beam goes before. And I'm comfortable doing the layout and full, or like the same, and so it's just whenever I want to, and I think it's good to get practice in on doing it, so that's when I try to just do it.
What made you decide to go back to the full?
After season last year, I thought about like wanting to add something in, and the full's always been comfortable with me, so like, or comfortable to me. And so I just wanted to start working it and see if I could get it back. So over summer I started training it a lot and just getting back into competition and like how to balance like the energy and all that and figure it out so I can land it in the meet.
So back to you dancing to Party in the USA. It seemed like you were just so comfortable out there and you were able to let loose and be free. You seemed to really be in tune with yourself, and you've done a lot of maturing in the past year. How was that transition from elite to college and then from your freshman year to your sophomore year?
Well, obviously we couldn't really throw dance parties in elite. It was a pretty serious atmosphere. And so coming into college last year, I think I was making more of a transition. And then this year, I think I really stepped into more of a leadership role and letting loose and just being myself and having fun with everything and everyone.
Does that make gymnastics more fun?
Definitely. I for sure enjoy gymnastics a lot when I'm just like dancing and have a loose mind and just like letting go.
Yeah, well, you definitely help us enjoy gymnastics. Yes. Katelyn brings a light to the team, so we really appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Little Kate.
So Kate, I saw you and Mercedes and Maria.
Me and Maria are starting a blog, and it's actually on our Instagram. We have a Twitter account, and it's Behind the Madness. It's kind of about our experiences and how we take things and hopefully help other people that are going through the same things as us, and kind of the balance of college and athletics.
What made you guys want to start it?
I think we just sat down one day and started talking about a lot of things that have gone on in our lives, and I don't know, it's easy to be so negative, but then when you think about it, it's so easy to be positive for all the things that we're given and all the opportunities we're given. So.
Yeah, and you've been watching a lot of TED Talks too about positivity.
Yeah, I started watching TED Talks this year, and I think they're super inspiring, and you can learn a lot in a couple minutes, and so I think those are really fun to watch. Maybe one day I can do that, but yeah.
So what's one of your favorite TED Talks that you've listened to so far?
One of my favorite TED Talks is about positive thinking, and I actually wanted to lead a meeting on it. So basically he talks about how your mind controls your body, but also your body controls your mind, and how we can stand or how we can smile and change our attitude. And so I thought that was very true, and sometimes that's how we have to act in the gym. Just because we're not doing perfect doesn't mean we can let that show, and that's one thing that we show in meets, or we do really well in meets. Another thing is if you strive to be average, you remain merely average. And so instead of taking out the outliers, you strive to bring the average up, and you learn from the outliers, and being different isn't a bad thing.
Katelyn, by the end of your senior year, you are going to be like Yoda. A positive thinking Yoda, and just spread all that positivity around everybody.
Little Gandhi now.
I know.
Take out little Kate, she's little Gandhi. So, Bruin fans, we have a little bit of a special treat for you guys. Katelyn Ohashi and Angi Cipra were mic'd up during the meet, so here's some behind the scenes footage of ASU.
Everybody, let's get into it. Independence, LA, got the people singing. La 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 la. Come on. Stars. Yeah! Oh, come on. Ah! UC. Oh, I don't know what. LA. Yeah, Hallie! Yeah! Both centuries! Oh, the judge is smiling. This is a good start. She said, ooh, it's pretty. So sexy. And that jawline and that ponytail. She is about to dominate the world. Watch out for Madison Koshin. Can't wait to watch you kill it. Peng, I know you don't want to hear this, but that was a 10 goal.
Thanks.
I knew it was going to be a 10. Actually, I was thinking, Peng, you looked hot up there. I'm like, dang, girl.
Thanks, Ann.
So that was super fun, and thank you so much, Katelyn, for being on the show. You were awesome.
Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Aw,
Thanks, little Kate.
After being on the road for a couple of weeks now, the Bruins are finally competing back at home in Poly Pavilion. So watch us compete at 2 p.m. on February 11th, and if you can't make it, catch it on Pac-12 Networks. All right, Bruin fans, catch us next time on
Bruin Banter!